Have you ever encountered someone whose gaze seemed to penetrate all barriers, as if they could see beyond what is visible? A look that not only observes but seems to understand who you are at your deepest essence. This kind of gaze is not common. It carries something special, something that goes beyond the physical. It's as if, for a moment, all the layers you've built to protect yourself are undone, and your soul is completely exposed. This is the gaze of the chosen ones. The chosen ones of God have a gaze that not only sees but reveals. It is a look that carries a wisdom that cannot be learned from books, but seems to come from something much greater, something divine. It's as if these eyes are a window to deeper spiritual dimensions, a reflection of a direct connection with the Creator. It's no wonder that being in front of someone like this can be uncomfortable for some and transformative for others. This gaze does not judge but illuminates. It does not accuse but reveals truths that we often prefer to hide even from ourselves. But what lies behind this gaze? Why is it so powerful? And more importantly, how can it impact the lives of those around it? Today, we will talk about this. We will explore what it means to carry this gaze, what it represents, and how it can be an instrument of transformation, both for the one who possesses it and for the one who receives it. If you have ever felt that there is something different about you, something that connects you to a greater mission, or if you have ever met someone whose gaze seemed to carry a light that you couldn't explain, this video is for you. Let's together understand what it means to be chosen and how this can change lives. Before we continue, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about themes that go beyond the superficial, always seeking to bring reflections that build up and transform. If you value this kind of content, your subscription is a way to help us reach more people and continue spreading this message. After all, the more light we share, the more we illuminate the world around us. First of all, the gaze of the chosen ones is something that goes far beyond a simple visual exchange. It has a depth that cannot be explained with words alone. It's as if, when locking eyes with someone like this, all the masks we wear in our daily lives are ripped away, exposing our true essence. And this, for many, can be an uncomfortable, even frightening experience. After all, who is truly prepared to face the parts of themselves they prefer to hide? In the world we live in, it is common to build barriers. We create illusions to protect ourselves, to hide our weaknesses, our fears, and even our intentions. These masks help us navigate through life, deal with others' expectations, and avoid judgments. But in the presence of the gaze of a chosen one, these illusions simply cannot hold. It's as if the light they carry is too strong for any shadow to remain hidden. This gaze acts as a spiritual mirror. It not only reflects who we are on the outside, but also reveals who we are on the inside. Our intentions, our deepest desires, our pains, and even what we try to deny to ourselves. It's not that the chosen ones are there to judge or point out our flaws. On the contrary, their gaze is like a divine tool that invites us to see the truth about ourselves. And while this may be uncomfortable, it is also profoundly liberating. Many people, when faced with this type of gaze, feel a mix of emotions. Some feel exposed, as if they are being seen in a way they have never been before. Others feel a relief, as if they can finally stop pretending and simply be who they are. And there are also those who resist, who avoid this eye contact because they know, deep down, that they are not ready to confront their own truths. This resistance is natural. After all, we live in a society that teaches us to hide our vulnerabilities, to project an image of strength and perfection. But the gaze of the chosen ones does not care about these projections. It goes straight to the point, straight to the essence. And that is why, for some people, Being in the presence of a chosen one can be uncomfortable. Not because they do anything wrong, but because the light they carry illuminates everything around them, including what we prefer to keep in the shadows. On the other hand, there are those who feel deeply attracted to this gaze. People who are searching for answers, who wish to understand more about themselves and the world around them. For these people, the gaze of the chosen ones is like a beacon, a light that guides them through the darkness. It's as if, when locking eyes with a chosen one, they receive a silent message, a confirmation that they are on the right path, or an invitation to change direction. The most interesting thing is that this gaze does not need words. It communicates something that goes beyond what can be said. It is an exchange of energy, soul to soul. And this exchange is so powerful that often people leave a simple encounter transformed. Not because the chosen one has done something extraordinary, but because their presence and the gaze they carry have the power to awaken something that was already within us. This awakening can be subtle or intense, depending on who is receiving it. For some, it is like a spark that ignites a new perspective, a new way of seeing life. For others, it is like a shock, a rupture that forces them to confront truths that have been buried for a long time. Either way, the impact is always profound, and it is important to remember that the gaze of the chosen ones is not something they control or manipulate. It is not a skill they choose to use or not. It is simply part of who they are. It's as if God has placed in them a special light, a mission to illuminate the path for those who are ready to see. And because of this, they carry a great responsibility. The chosen ones know that their gaze can both heal and hurt. They understand that not everyone is ready to face the truth abruptly. Therefore, many of them learn to use this gift wisely, respecting each person's timing. They are not here to force anyone to change, but to inspire, to guide, to be a presence that invites transformation. But at the same time, they also face challenges. Not everyone is willing to accept the light they carry. Some people feel threatened, especially those who live by manipulation or who are trapped in their own illusions. For these people, the gaze of the chosen ones is like a constant reminder that the truth always finds a way to reveal itself. And this can be uncomfortable, even irritating. Still, the chosen ones remain steadfast in their mission. They know they are not here to please everyone, but to fulfill a greater purpose. And even in the face of resistance, they trust in the divine strength that guides them. They understand that their role is not to change the world alone, but to be a light that inspires others to do their part. The gaze of the chosen ones is, above all, an invitation. An invitation to see beyond appearances, to seek the truth, to connect with something greater. And although not everyone is ready to accept this invitation, those who do are never the same again. Because once you see the truth, there is no turning back. And that is exactly what makes the gaze of the chosen ones so powerful. It not only reveals what is hidden, but also reminds us of who we truly are. And deep down, isn't that what we all seek? A deeper connection, a clearer understanding, a truth that sets us free. That is why the gaze of the chosen ones is not just something that is seen, but something that is felt. It carries a depth that goes beyond the physical, beyond what human eyes can normally capture. When you lock eyes with a chosen one, it is not just a visual encounter, but a true exchange of energy. It's as if, in that moment, something invisible is shared between souls. It is not just about being seen, but about being understood on a level that transcends words and explanations. This exchange of energy is what makes the gaze of the chosen ones so special. It is not something they do consciously, but something that simply happens. It's as if they are channels of a greater wisdom, of a divine light that flows through them and reaches those who are ready to receive it. When you look into the eyes of a chosen one, it is as if a part of that light is transferred to you. It is not something you can explain rationally, but it is something you feel deeply. For many, this encounter is a moment of learning, not because the chosen one says something or teaches directly, but because their gaze awakens something within you. It's as if, through this contact, you receive a fragment of the divine wisdom they carry. This wisdom is not something they acquired through their own effort, but something that was given to them as part of their mission. And by sharing it, they do not lose anything, because this light does not come from them, but through them. This gaze can offer comfort to those who are seeking answers. Often, when we are lost, we feel as if we are walking in the dark, not knowing where to go. But when we find the eyes of a chosen one, it is as if a light is turned on, illuminating the path. It is not that they give us all the answers, but they help us see what was already within us. It is as if God is sending a silent message through them, reminding us that we are never alone. For those who are in a moment of doubt or suffering, this gaze can be a turning point. It does not solve all problems, but it brings a clarity that is often enough to take the next step. It is as if, through this exchange of energy, you are reminded of your own strength, of your own connection to the divine. And this reminder can be what you need to move forward. But this exchange of energy is not just about receiving. When you meet the eyes of a chosen one, you also give something in return, even if you do not realize it. It is a soul-to-soul exchange, where both parties leave transformed. The chosen one is not there just to give, but also to learn. Because, although they carry a special light, they are also human, and each encounter is an opportunity for growth for them. This dynamic is what makes the gaze of the chosen one so powerful. It is not a relationship of superiority, but of equality. They are not there to place themselves above anyone, but to walk alongside, to share what they have received, and at the same time, learn from those who cross their path. It is a mutual exchange, where both leave enriched. And it is important to understand that this exchange does not happen with everyone. Not because the chosen ones choose who deserves it or not, but because not everyone is ready to receive it. For this exchange to happen, there must be openness, a willingness to see beyond the obvious. Often people are so caught up in their own concerns, in their own illusions, that they cannot perceive what is being offered. And that is normal. Everyone has their own timing, and the chosen ones know this. For those who are ready, however, the impact of this exchange can be transformative. It is not something that happens dramatically or immediately, but something that reveals itself gradually. It is like a seed that is planted, and over time begins to grow. Sometimes you do not even notice the impact at the moment, but later, when looking back, you realize that something has changed, that something has been awakened within you. And this exchange is not limited to in-person encounters. Often, the gaze of the chosen ones can be felt even from a distance, through a photo, a video, or even a memory. Because what they carry is not limited to the physical. It is something that transcends time and space, something that reaches those who are ready to receive, regardless of where they are. This connection is a reminder that we are all interconnected, that we are not alone on our journey. And although the chosen ones have a special role, they are not here to do the work alone. They are here to remind us that we all have a light within us, a connection to the divine that can be accessed at any moment. Their gaze is just a reflection of this truth, an invitation for each of us to awaken to who we really are. And that is exactly what makes this exchange so powerful. It is not just about what the chosen ones give, but about what they awaken. Because deep down, everything we need is already within us. Their gaze is just a reminder, a spark that ignites something that was already there. And once this light is ignited, it can never be extinguished. So, the gaze of the chosen ones is like a mirror that reflects the truth. And this truth can provoke very different reactions in people. For some, being in the presence of a chosen one is an inspiring and comforting experience. They feel they are in front of someone who carries a special light, an energy that embraces and guides them. For others, however, that same light can be uncomfortable, even frightening. This happens because, in the presence of the chosen ones, internal truths come to the surface, and not everyone is ready to deal with them. The depth of the gaze of the chosen ones does not allow the masks we wear in our daily lives to remain intact. We all, at some level, create barriers to protect ourselves, to hide our vulnerabilities, or even to manipulate the situations around us. But in front of a chosen one, these barriers simply do not work. It's as if the light they carry is capable of penetrating any facade, revealing what is behind it. And this can be uncomfortable, especially for those who have become accustomed to living behind these masks. People who live by manipulation, such as narcissists, often avoid eye contact with the chosen ones. This is because, deep down, they know that their masks do not work in front of someone who sees beyond appearances. The gaze of the chosen ones not only reveals the truth, but also exposes hidden intentions, motivations that often the person themselves is not willing to admit. For manipulators, this is a threat. They prefer to avoid this confrontation because they know they cannot control or deceive someone who sees so deeply. On the other hand, there are those who, instead of resisting, choose to learn and grow. These people recognize the strength that the chosen ones carry and allow themselves to be inspired by it. They understand that, although the process of facing their own truths may be uncomfortable, it is also necessary for spiritual and emotional growth. For these people, the gaze of the chosen ones is like an opportunity for transformation, an invitation to abandon illusions and connect with something greater. This duality of reactions, admiration and resistance, is something that the chosen ones must constantly deal with. They know that their presence can provoke discomfort in some people, but they also understand that this is part of their mission. The light they carry is not there to please or be accepted by everyone, but to fulfill a greater purpose. And often, this purpose involves challenging people to see beyond their own limitations. For those who feel inspired, the impact of the gaze of the chosen ones can be profound. It is as if, when locking eyes with a chosen one, they receive a confirmation that they are on the right path, or an encouragement to change direction. This gaze can bring comfort in moments of doubt, clarity in moments of confusion, and strength in moments of weakness. It does not solve all problems, but it offers a different perspective, a new way of seeing life. For those who resist, the impact is also significant, although in a different way. Even if they try to avoid eye contact or distance themselves from the chosen ones, their presence leaves a mark. It is as if, even unwillingly, these people are confronted with the truth they are trying to avoid. And while this may generate discomfort or even anger, it is often the first step toward a deeper transformation. It is important to remember that the chosen ones do not have control over how people react to them. They do not choose who will be inspired and who will resist. Their mission is not to force anyone to change, but simply to be a presence that illuminates, reveals, and invites. They understand that each person is at a different stage of their journey, and that not everyone is ready to face the light they carry. This understanding is what allows the chosen ones to remain steadfast in their mission, even in the face of resistance. They know that, although not everyone accepts their light, those who are ready to receive it will be profoundly impacted. And for them, that is what matters. It is not about pleasing everyone, but about fulfilling the purpose that has been given to them. Not everyone is ready to face the truth abruptly. Many people live in a state of denial, protected by layers of illusions they have built over their lives. These illusions, although fragile, are what keep them functioning day to day. When the gaze of a chosen one penetrates these barriers, it can be a shock. For some, it is liberating. For others, it is painful. And that is exactly why the chosen ones need to be careful. They understand that the truth is powerful, but they also know that it must be revealed at the right time, according to each person's ability to receive it. This responsibility goes beyond simply seeing people. The gaze of the chosen ones is a divine tool, an instrument that can awaken in others the desire to seek their own truth. But the chosen ones are not here to do the work alone. They do not have the mission of carrying the weight of the world or solving everyone's problems. Instead, they are like guides, like beacons that illuminate the path for those who are ready to walk their own spiritual journeys. They inspire, but do not force. They show the way, but do not walk for anyone. This inspiration is one of the greatest responsibilities of the chosen ones. They know that their light can be a catalyst for profound changes, but they also understand that each person has their own pace. It is not about imposing the truth, but about creating a space where people feel safe to seek it on their own. And this requires patience, compassion, and above all, humility. The chosen ones know that they are not superior to anyone. They simply carry a gift that was given to them by God, and their mission is to use it to serve, not to exalt themselves. Being a chosen one is not easy. The light they carry is powerful, but it also provokes resistance. Many people prefer to live in the darkness of their illusions because facing the truth can be painful. And for these people, the presence of a chosen one is uncomfortable. Not because the chosen one does anything wrong, but because their light exposes what they prefer to keep hidden. It is as if, in the presence of a chosen one, there is nowhere left to hide, and this can generate negative reactions. It is not uncommon for the chosen ones to be criticized, discredited, or even attacked. Some people feel threatened by the truth they represent, and instead of facing their own shadows, prefer to project their resistance onto the chosen ones. They accuse them, ridicule them, or try to discredit them, all to avoid confronting their own truths. This opposition can come from close people, from strangers, or even from entire systems that feel threatened by the light that the chosen ones carry. But despite the resistance, the chosen ones remain steadfast. They know that their mission is greater than any obstacle. They understand that opposition is part of the journey because light always disturbs darkness. And although this can be difficult, they find strength in the connection they have with the divine. They know they are not alone, that God is with them, guiding their steps and strengthening their faith. Prayer and faith are the chosen one's most powerful tools. It is through them that they find the strength to continue, even in the face of difficulties. When they are criticized, they pray. When they are discredited, they trust in God. When they are attacked, they take refuge in faith. They know that their mission is not to please everyone, but to fulfill the purpose that has been given to them. And for this reason, they do not give up, even when the path is difficult. Moreover, the chosen ones understand that the resistance they face is not personal. Often it comes from fear, insecurity, and the difficulty people have in dealing with their own truths. And for this reason, they do not hold grudges. On the contrary, they respond with compassion, knowing that deep down, everyone is seeking the same thing: the truth, the light, the connection with something greater. The chosen ones know that their mission is not easy, but they also know that it is necessary. They understand that their light is not just for themselves, but for everyone around them. And although not everyone is ready to receive it, those who are will be profoundly impacted. For these people, the gaze of the chosen ones is a turning point, a moment of transformation that can change their lives forever. But the chosen ones also know that they cannot carry this weight alone. They understand that their mission is to inspire, not to solve everyone's problems. They are like seeds that are planted, but the growth depends on each person. And for this reason, they trust the process. They know that even if they do not see the results immediately, their light is making a difference. This trust is what keeps them strong, even in the face of challenges. They know that their mission is greater than themselves, that it is part of a divine plan that goes beyond what they can comprehend. And for this reason, they continue, illuminating the path for those who are ready to see. The responsibility of the chosen ones is great, but it is also a privilege. They know they have been called to something special, something that requires courage, faith, and humility. And although the path is difficult, they move forward, trusting in the divine strength that guides them and in the light they carry within themselves. Because, in the end, they know that their mission is not just about them, but about all those who are ready to awaken to the truth. The call to transformation and unity that the chosen ones bring is, above all, an invitation. An invitation for each of us to look within, to see our own truths, and to connect with something greater. An invitation to abandon the illusions that separate us, and to unite in our common essence. And although not everyone is ready to accept this invitation, those who do are never the same again. The chosen ones show us that transformation is not something that happens from the outside in, but from the inside out. They remind us that true change begins within us, in our choices, in our willingness to align with the truth. And by doing this, they inspire us to be not just spectators, but active participants in creating a more illuminated, connected, and united world. And so the gaze of the chosen ones continues to illuminate paths, awaken souls, and unite hearts. They are not here to do the work alone, but to remind us that we all have a role to play. Because in the end, the transformation and unity we seek do not depend solely on them, but on each one of us. Have you ever encountered someone whose gaze seemed to penetrate all barriers, revealing truths you didn't even know you carried? Or perhaps you feel that you possess this gift, this ability to see beyond appearances, to perceive what is hidden in the depths of the soul. Whatever your experience, it is important to reflect on what this means and how you can use this perception to align with spiritual truth. The gaze of the chosen ones is not just a gift, but a call to action. It reminds us that transformation begins within each of us. It is not just about seeing the truth, but about living it, allowing it to transform us, and through us, transform the world around us. Each of us has the capacity to be a light, to inspire, to guide, and to unite. And by doing so, we become part of something much greater, something divine. Now we want to hear from you. Have you had an experience with someone who carries this transformative gaze? Or do you feel that you yourself possess this special connection? Share in the comments. Your story may inspire others to see beyond and seek their own truth.